Mastering color. You can't get it unless you do it. So go out and paint. Get yourself some paints and practice. That's the first tip I want to tell you. To master color, you gotta practice. No theory actually substitutes for mixing color. Let me show you a little bit of colors that Jim and I were mixing together.
This painting is a painting that we worked on for many months. We just added layer after layer as we were painting, and we had the colors mixed. The advantage of doing that is you can build up layers and make the work much more interesting, because as you can see, there's so much detail and so much variety of color.
Okay, let's talk about color choices. My approach to color as an artist has always been to just play, and you'll discover no theory actually exists except for mixing and experimenting yourself. There are a number of color theory terms you will come across in art that are commonly misunderstood and confused.
Let's talk about color harmony.
Harmonic color schemes consist of two or more colors on the color wheel that have a specific relationship based on their position and distance. Harmonic color schemes consist of two or more colors and their relationship to one another and where they exist on the color wheel. Are they complements? Are they analogous, meaning are they side by side?
Let me say that again. Harmonic color schemes consist of two or more colors on the color wheel that have a specific relationship based on their position and distance apart. Look at this color wheel. Yellow has a relationship to blue. Orange has a relationship to purple. A relationship is when two colors really look good together, when they look good side by side and they're pleasing to the eye. That's what a relationship is. Is it pleasing? And that's what we really want to do as an artist. We want to pick colors that look good together so that when your viewer looks at the painting, they fall in love with it and they think it's beautiful because the colors are in harmony or they are pleasing. So let's go back again to picking colors that we want to use in our painting, and most importantly, mixing them. What do we want to mix together and how do we do it? That's what's important. If you mix yellow and blue together, you get a beautiful green that's in harmony. If you want to be a better artist, mix colors together that look good together, that harmonize, that blend. You can mix paint on a palette, or you can actually mix it on the painting itself. Here I've added flow paints together and then I've mixed them. Let's take a closer look at this painting. Are these colors beautiful or what? The orange with the blue, the yellow with the green. The colors just flow and blend beautifully together. I think the only thing I need here is possibly some more space. What do you think? Do you like to mix color? Do you know how to make colors that are pleasing and make paintings that really look good and are pleasing to the eye? That's what I want to share with you today. I'm sure you'll agree. Interesting things happen when color is left to mix on its own. It can go muddy or it can stay clean. You can mix it by dragging something through it. Create elements of line. Just to break it up. Color harmony is achieved using colors that relate to one another in some way. There are 6 color harmonies commonly used in design and painting. I'm not going to cover all of the harmonies that you can create as an artist. I'm going to talk about complementary colors, split complementary colors, and analogous colors. But you should look up the rest of them and learn about those too. And I'll give you a lesson later on the rest of the color harmonies. So let's start with complementary colors. Complementary colors look good when they sit next to each other. We think about complementary colors every day. complementary colors sit opposite one another when you look at a color wheel. Think about it. When you pick out your clothes, you pick out clothes that look good together, that are complement. So if you're an artist, think about choosing your color palette for your paintings as carefully as you choose the colors that you wear in your clothing and accessories. Color is so important. Look at this outfit. The yellows go perfectly in the complements of purple. Color harmonies. What are they? And what should you know about them as an artist? As an artist, let's learn about color harmonies and what are they? Remember, they're colors that go well together and they are opposite one another on a color wheel. So as you pick out your colors, think about yellow goes well with purple. Orange looks good with blue. Red looks good with green. Split complementary colors. Split complements can be found by locating the direct complement of color on the color wheel and then finding the hues or color that sits side by side of that specific color. So this is an example of a split complement. Red, the opposite of red, is green, but the colors that sit side by side of it are a shade of green or a shade of blue. The split complementary colors are the ones opposite each other on the color wheel. The direct opposite in this example is green. So a split complementary color choice would be the red, the green, and the blue. Well, actually, they're shades. The shades are made by mixing the primary colors, yellow and blue. You mix yellow and blue together and you get green. If you get more blue in it, it turns more of a shade of blue. I encourage you to purchase a color wheel. It's a great tool to help you when you're mixing colors to quickly see the complements and the secondary and the colors that go well together, analogous, and of course, split complementary. Split complementary colors are pretty much what the name implies. You take two colors opposite each other on the color wheel, like red and green, and split one of them into two adjacent colors on the wheel. So as you pick your colors, think about split complements. The split complementary colors are opposite each other on the color wheel, and then choose the two colors that sit side by side next to that complement. Okay, let's go on. When I painted this painting, I thought about the colors that I was mixing, and I chose split complementary and analogous colors to really create a beautiful blending of colors that would make a really strong painting. That's what it's about anyway, your painting. Okay, let's talk about analogous colors. These are terms we need to learn and just have down pat as an artist. Analogous colors. What are analogous colors? Analogous colors are three colors next to each other on the color wheel. They're usually composed of one dominant color, which is usually a primary, like red, blue, and yellow, or a secondary color, then a supporting color, which might be a secondary or a tertiary color. Boy, there sure are a lot of terms when you think about color. But let's go ahead with analogous. Analogous. They sit next to each other on the color wheel. For example, next to yellow is green, and it goes around the color wheel. You can just see color wheels. Just think of analogous as three colors that sit side by side. When I paint, I try to pick out colors that look good together. I often choose analogous colors because I know they're simple and beautiful together. Think about it the next time you paint. Now that you have a good understanding of the different types of colors, we can turn our attention to how to use and combine these colors to create an appealing, effective painting.
You know, it's kind of like relationships with friends or people. Sometimes you just know if you're going to get along with someone. It's kind of like color. You're just going to know by looking at them and mixing if they feel good to you and you like them. there are really no laws. You get to make up the laws yourself. You need to consider the characteristics that determine the color capability. Alfred Munsell, he was one of the first guys to really develop a great color wheel. Before that was Newton, Isaac Newton, and then Goethe. I'm sure you'll study more about them. But Alfred Munsell's color system used 15 color chips based on 3 characteristics of color: hue, value, and chroma. Hue. Hue simply is the name of a color. So a hue is simply yellow, red, orange. It's the name of the color. Value. Value is the darkness and lightness of the color. Chroma is the brightness or vividness of a color.
Well, there's some basics about color that I wanted to go over, but as I said in the beginning, the most important thing you can do as an artist is paint. Take out your paints and practice. Figure out different ways of applying paint. Have fun spreading color, brushing color, whatever you want to do to create a strong, vibrant, vital painting. Just learn what you can about the terms, but most importantly, just paint.
I hope you've enjoyed this brief study on mastering color. You want to get back to working with the basics. Start with your primary colors and learn to mix them. Mastering color is simply mixing color. I hope that you subscribe and do the thumbs up and send some comments down below about if you like this class, if you'd like to see more. If there's anything else I can do for you, please send me a note at sherry@CherylJohnsonArtist.com or go to my artlessonsnow.com and send in a note there. I'm very happy to answer your questions. I really appreciate it. And make sure you paint and pursue your passions and have more joy every day. This is Cheryl Johnson, and I'm an artist.